What's up, Tierra? Hey, this one of the books. This one of them books. I told him that I was gonna be back. All right, let me do this. Let's do this. All right. This is the name of the book right here. The Irish Origins of Civilization. Volume 2. Akhenaten in the Coat of Aton in the Dark Side of the Sun. Alright. By Michael. I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Y'all know they don't like me to use certain sounds anymore. You know, so we got to keep it simple on the platform now, since YouTube don't really want to play nice, play fair. The return of the sun. The return of the sun. But how are you all? How are you guys doing today? How y'all feeling? I remember this. I remember this. What we need, of course, is a little bit of music. So I'm just bringing up my music track real quick. Downloads. All right. Why is the term light so frequently used and preferred throughout the Christian scriptures to denote the spiritual condition of man? Why are nations whose minds are cultivated and stored with knowledge said to be enlightened? Simply because all knowledge was once supposed to be imparted by the God of the sun, right? Through its descending rays of light, hence the light and knowledge are known synonymous terms. Now, if you've been on the Patreon, you should know, sun, two sides just like the yin and the yang. As above, so below. You got the white sun, and you got the Negro sun. Negro sun, white sun, boom, yin yang, Mexico. Hence, light and knowledge are known, right? In Texas is also included in that, in Mexico, if people don't know. Hence, light and knowledge are now synonymous terms. Now, I PDF'd it before they kind of like was doing all that weird stuff on the internet. As you can see right here, Truth and Oblivion, the pagan origins of the Bible, the hierarchy of Adam, right? Adam. Okay. Solar Theology, Reborn, 49. The pagan origins of who? Christi and Christianity, part 1. The star, the North Star. Okay. This is some crazy stuff. All right. The light of the world. Jesus, the light of the world. Jesus, the light of the world. People don't understand what I did a video, Son of Man. Anybody watch that video, the Son of Man? The Son of Man shall return, the Son of God. Anybody watch that? Cause you will know what I'm talking about. Right here. And peace. What's up, Essence? I just saw your message. What's up, Essence? Al. What is that, Aldo? What's up, Aldo? The problems of Jesus and the Christ, right? You got the Dead Sea Scrolls. You got the case of the Gnostics. You got that right there. The criminals in their crimes, forgers, plagiarists, corruptors, Charlemagne the Great, rule of the insane. All right, pagan origins of Christ and Christianity, New Testament, and the story of Jesus. Right, the scholarship, what the scholars found. Flavius Josephus, many crucified people, and the Egyptian connection. I told people before, there's no such thing, because Egypt, when you gyp someone, means to steal. That's not the name. The Atonism, all right? The Aton. All right, I want y'all to know this before we get too deep into it as well. All right, please share this. Matter of fact, please share this. Please share this because people need to hear this. I'm gonna keep it a bug. People need to hear this right now. Let me share it as well. I'm gonna share this to some people. People need to see this particular live. And I probably should have never named it. I probably should have switched the name from my broadcast. So it's gonna be like people not gonna really know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna keep it a bug. Cause I should have edited. I should have edited the name. I'm not gonna lie. So let me do this real quick. All right. All right. Hey, look at this, y'all. All right. Aten. All right, we got to remember this. Aten returned to supremacy. Okay, the sun. All right. Fred analysis of the past. Fred and the origins of the Messiah. Fred and the what they say, the Jehovah, right? The one who causes ruin. The one who causes ruin, right? Paul, the servant of Aton, Druidic priesthood. Paul and the solar theocracy. Romans and the Herodians and the Sadducees. The Babylonian Talmud, the Rome connection, the broken kings. Nefertiti, queen of Aton. All right, Akhenaten's New World Order, the missing cornerstone. Maybe that's why you see Egyptian, Ahmadu Khan, right? Not Egyptian, but Ahmadu Khan connections all over the world. The brazen serpent creeping back again. The separate kings and the origin of the 12 tribes. Okay. The true Hebrews, who were the Irish. Okay, we're just going in the table of contents. The Bible, the book of Pharaohs, supposedly. The Atenist divide, God moves house, the scarlet thread, mythmongers exposed. I've already read this book. It's a great book to get. All right. Light, magic, and masonry. Okay. Which we know that to be. So let's go to what I want to talk about. Rome and the Illuminati. Look at that. See, I'll be trying to be careful on here. On YouTube. Let's go to 32. Was more to the story than the Bible Tangle. Okay. Since the beginning of Constantinople and the removal of the seat of the government to that city, no political quarrel separated Rome from Egypt. Pagan Rome. I want y'all to let you, also mention Rome was overthrown. Okay, so when people talk about the Roman Empire, when I told people, they said Esau is Rome, and I said we are that. Paganism revolves around nothing. All right, so the Roman Empire, anything that's not a part of what they got going on is considered pagan. So how can it be a pagan Rome? That means original Rome was overthrown. The Rome that we see today is not the Rome of the past. So people are getting upset, you know, when you see the people that came from afar, the nation that you would not know, knew nor your fathers would know, came and overthrown the nation of I call them the nation of the troglodytes. Okay? Original Rome was pagan Rome. Rome was overthrown by who? Nobody knows, right? Nobody wants to talk about that. Ever since the union of the two countries under Augustus, except when interrupted by the rebellions, had been eagerly copying the superstitions of, now we know that's America, and Christian Rome still followed the same course. Fortunately, the Bible, like any other book, will reveal its secrets. Okay, the Bible will reveal the secrets, but only to those skeptical and persistent enough study to show thyself approved, to follow the twists and turns in its convoluted text in order to ascertain what is true and what is false. Okay, If you read it wrong, you will be put under a spell. Shout out to K. All right. Academics concede that the Bible's text is full of PS fraud, right? We know that these wicked people got a hold of our stuff. They admit that there are two gods being spoken of in the books, the opening books, that there at a time went by these two gods, Elohim, El, and Jehovah. There were two gods, what? In the beginning, Elohim, El, and then you have Jehovah. What's up, Sosa? Became fused into one. Okay, they brainwashed us into thinking that the Bible only mentioned one God. Okay, that's what the modern church did. They brainwashed you into thinking there was only one supposed God. Okay, you had El, who is over Mexico, Meshi, the she. All right, El. All right, two different dragons. All right. Amaru, all right, Jehovah became fused into one. They merged them, known henceforth as the Lord God. If you don't know, Lord is Baal, okay? Beelzebub, Lord of hosts, Lord of the parasites. They concede that there are errors, fictions, and skewed facts, that there are stories concerning people who never lived. They freely admit that there are plagiarisms and renditions of pagan myths and legends, and that the very Gospels were not written by those four saints, after whom they are named. Yes, a lot of things have been conceded since Bible study began in its earnest a mere 100 years ago, and a lot has had to be conceded given the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Gnostic Gospels, texts from within Christianity that contradict some of the most revered, falsely authenticated tropes of the official testaments. Okay, we got right here the Druids, the oldest priestly, right? I'm just gonna say the Druids is the oldest priesthood. Okay, Egyptian religion and Judeo-Christianity were plagiarized from who? The Druids. Okay. Egyptian religion and Judeo-Christianity were plagiarisms of the Druids. Who were the Druids? Amarucans, all right? They were Americans wearing their afros, okay? You see what they wear? We used to wear them big old earrings, doggone it. Them big old earrings. Y'all know we love to wear big earrings now, all right? With the robe, which is supposed to mean purity, all right? And sometimes the priests, what would they wear? They would wear a breastplate over their chest. All right, so a breastplate was actually in the shape of a plate. It was in the shape of a plate. Like, all right, so people thinking that a breastplate was the shape of a doggone square. A plate, like a plate you eat off of every single day. So let's look at Americans real quick of Florida, and I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. The priests would wear plates. American Indians, the Timucua who lived in Florida used to wear these plates on their, okay, we dodging, as they would say, dodge the hijack, right? But take a look. Y'all see those plates? Actual plates. We wear actual plates right here. Okay? Dodge the fakeness. These troglodyte nations. All right, let's go back. So, going forward, the Dead Sea Scrolls made no mention of Jesus Christ or the earlier Christian church. Well, that's kind of awkward. At the time of their discovery, it has long been known that there were information in the Dead Sea Scrolls damning to Christian beliefs in the church high-level involvement. So the Dead Sea Scrolls was contradicting what the modern church was putting out, all right, and how they was translating the scriptures. But they intentionally brainwashed you, all right? So let's continue on. Involvement with interpreting the scrolls foster a grave element of suspicion, since the scrolls were found some 6 decades ago, Close associates of the Vatican were placed in dominant positions in every phase of the investigation and translation of the scrolls. The priests regulated the flow of information and controlled its release. Their priest controlled this, okay? You can find that in this book, Tony Bushby, The Bible Fraud, where they brainwashed us. Despite these relatively important concessions, we are still in need of the revelations concerning the actual origins of it. Scholars have been corrected since that the source of Judo-Christianity lies in Egypt, America, of over 32 pharaonic dynasties, with traditions stretching back to the remotest periods. Yet, these same minds cannot accept that the theology and traditions of the pre-dynastic Egypt could have been transplanted there from elsewhere. Okay, that means Egypt got its stuff from elsewhere. Maybe Egypt over there, who knows what they talking about. Sadly, the connection between Egypt and the more ancient land of Ireland have barely been broached. Those few revisionists who offered proofs of the connections are all but forgotten. Little haters. Alright. The center of the cult of Ra in Egypt was Anu. Let me go back up. That quite early in dynastic period, they were known in worship in Lower Egypt under another form of the sun god who was called Ra. Of his origin in early history, nothing is known, and the meaning of his name has not yet been satisfactorily explained. It does not seem to be Egyptian. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, let's go back up. And let's go to 69. Honestly, don't know how long I'm gonna be on. Be on for too long. I don't know yet. Okay. The attributes of the spiritual Christ have been transferred and transposed to the physical personality, while the attributes of the supposed physical Jesus have been carried over to the of the Christ. We have been conditioned to treat these two very different entities as one and the same. Nevertheless, they are not the same. Okay? You got this image in your head? Please burn it. All right? In short, the story of the man Jesus is quite a different story than that of the Christ. This fact cannot be overstressed. This schism, all right, or schism, whatever that is, right, between Orthodox Jews and Gentile Christians is a symptom of this blurring. Okay, so these people are intentionally making sure that people don't understand the two different that it's two different things. There's many gods, and that there's a separation. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, Christi, Jesus Christ. There's also a difference between the original name of the Creator, Jehovah, and what the Tetragrammaton actually said. Okay, they're manipulating stuff intentionally. All right, and what Jesus Christi actually is. If you've seen my previous video about the Son of Man, right, that's in the heavens to save the souls. What is a soul? Your mind, your will, and your emotions, your body, sent from heaven to save souls in that day of darkness. Okay, the sun will go black, all that. Okay, the various Jewish sects generally accept a messianic figure, a teacher or especially endowed rabbi who will arrive to correctly explain the Torah and guide them. This teacher or rabbi is sent by God, but he is not a divine or supernatural entity in the same way as the Pauline Christ, the many sects, Nazarene Church, Jerusalem Church, Essenes, Ibn Knights, Zealots, Sadducees, Pharisees, etc., etc., did not agree among themselves about the identity of their icon, nor did they have consensus over the historical timing of his supposed existence. The Vatican has augmented and benefited from these discrepancies and has conspired to prevent many seminal Jewish texts and scriptures. Okay, Vatican all behind this. They think they slick. You not slick, Vatican. All right, we catching you. All right, they did some dirt already. I'm not gonna lie. The Jesus of history is a living figure who lived, who moved through life, and who the Jesus of theology is God, and there isn't a lot of connection between these two figures. And if we try to connect these two figures, we either create a bad history or a bad theology. What's up, Silk? All right. And the Jesus painted by Paul is not a man, but a purely divine personality, a heavenly spirit without flesh and body, an indivisible superhuman phantom. He is the Son of God, okay? The Son, S-U-N, of God, the Son of Man. The Son of Man, who is man? God, okay? That's the man means God, man, God, man, okay. Made manifest by Paul. Are y'all understand what I'm saying, kinfolk? Do y'all understand what I'm saying right now? Oh, my bad, y'all. I was on the wrong thing, man. Why didn't nobody say nothing? I was on the wrong slide. I was on the wrong page. Nobody told me. They said, y'all should have told me y'all couldn't see what I was looking at. All right, let me see what page I was on. I'm on page 70. So, yeah, I was on the wrong tab. I was on the wrong tab. Sure, it is what it is. Nobody told me. It is what it is. The attributes of the spiritual Christ have been transferred and transposed to the physical personality, while the attributes of the supposedly physical Jesus have been carried over to, now y'all can see that word now, okay, of the Christ. We have been conditioned to treat these two very different entities as one and the same. Nevertheless, they are not the same. What is it? All right. Let me see if I still got it up. Where is it?
Mouse as sumo. Alright, sacred.
All right, this Son of Man. All right, man, the Son of Man, man in India. Remember this symbol, y'all? All right, this is important stuff, man. This is some very important sugar honey. Shindiggy. All right, the return of the Son of Man. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. Okay. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the earth shall be shaken. Okay. Earthquake. All right. Comets, earthquakes, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Okay. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and there shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together the elect from the four winds. The four winds. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You had El and you had Jehovah. Two different, remember, in the beginning. El and Jehovah. Now I put it up here. I said, well, who is the Son of Man? Who is man? All right, man. Caused by love, or the God of love. All right, God is love, love is God. So the Son of Man is God, God of love. All right, and this is what it is for India. All right, that's what it is for India. All right, so believe it or not, ye shall go. Behold, he is the desert going out forth. Behold, he is the secret chambers. Believe it or not. Okay. The light cometh out of the east, and shall shine up unto the west. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man. For whoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Okay? I want y'all to remember that. Okay, let's go for it. And Sumeru, everything as it's not as it appears. El in the beginning. Okay, he is the only begotten Son. The only begotten Son is Jesus. Okay, coming from Christ. Jesus, the only begotten Son, which is a virgin birth, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, and this is all the symbols of the only begotten Son, whether you want to believe it or not. Also coming from the goddess Mary. You got Mary, and you have who? Jesus. Okay, Mary, Jesus, and Jesus. Major Mesopotamia. Let's continue on. The search for proofs concerning the historical existence of all two physical Jesus has been of several modern scholars of both the Orthodox and revisionist persuasion. British Israelites such as Frederick Haberman and E. Raymond Captain have assured the world that Jesus and his coterie, my bad, y'all. The words are much bigger than I'm used to, so I'm messing up. All right, and E. Raymond Captain have assured that the world that Jesus and his coterie arrived in England with the Roman trader Joseph. Okay. All right, in the years following the supposed crucifixion, those have deciphered Templar and Gnostic documents believe that Jesus survived his crucifixion and that he and his that's interesting, traveled to England by way of France. Where is that? Okay, author Tony chose that his Yeshua ben Panthera, which means panther, to Wales by way of Rome, while others, Ralph Elias believes him to have been Jesus Gamala, a descendant of Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. That would be interesting as well, Cleopatra. Okay. If people better recognize, man, the spiritual stuff is important. We spiritual first before anything. We're quantum first before anything. That's what makes us. We're spiritual beings. If you do not adhere to the voice, then that's on you. You know, that's on you. That's not on anybody else. That's on you. All right. Let's go to 283. Is that 283? No, this is 283. Okay. Okay, let's read this right here. Secret of the Exodus. A reading of both versions of the Bible reveals that there are two classes of people who were involved in the Exodus. Okay? Two classes. They were the Yahuds, okay? The priestly class, and they were the children of Israel, the commoners, the multitudes, okay? Those who became known as Jews were, however, originally neither Israelites nor Hebrews, and they were not racially Semitic. The term Hebrew is possibly also Jew, comes from the Old Irish ear, okay? In the Irish Gaelic Eber or Ibaru, meaning yew tree, or men of the yew, which means men, people of the trees, okay? That's your North American Indians, people of the trees. The yew tree was considered very sacred to the Druids and the Egyptian Magi. The Ibaru or Abri, turned up in Egypt as the wise ones or elders. The letter H added as a prefix simply meant the, and so the word Hebrew meant the Ibru or the Ibaru. This is the origin of the word Iberia. Okay. Also, by the way, Iberia, Hibernia, Siberia, Iberia, Hibernia. All right, Eber, yew tree, people of the yew tree. Okay, we're men of the yew. Signifies Spain and Hibernia, which signified Ireland. Okay, Erie, it signified Erie. The word rabbi is a rendition of variant of this ancient name Abari or Ibaru. The Ibaru Druidic elders who had traveled to Egypt in remote periods and who had brought solar worship there. Okay, now I told you before, it's not necessarily solar worship. Let's go back. The Son of Man shall return. Okay. They're probably akin to the pre-dynastic Shimsu Hor or disciples of Horus. Let me tell y'all what they do. Of course, they're going to demonize something that you were doing, of course, because you were considered the pagans. So they're going to get you all wrapped up in emotions with these words so that you can turn your heart away, okay? That's how they do it. They turn your heart away by using certain words. Evil, wicked, black, pagan, this, that, all that, right? We dodging it. We dodging the hijack, okay? We dodging it all the way. Fair complexion, technically proficient race whose remains were found in tombs, because they saying that this race, they over here talking about it like it don't exist anymore. All right, tombs in Nubia by the eminent archaeologist Professor Walter B. Emery. This word Ibaru had a similarity Apiru, okay, Egyptian Apir, which meant wanderer, undesirable, shepherd, or foreigner. This unfortunate similarity of etymology has caused great confusion, but has favored the machine nations of those elites who crave to obscure the truth of their Western ancestry. Okay, so basically what you can see right here, essentially what you can see, men of the U were foreigners in the land. That's what that means. They were foreigners, and they connote to the Irish. Okay, if you don't know that you're Irish, Scottish, and the relationship between that and the Americas, please do your genealogy. You might find something very interesting. Okay. The Levitical scholars and later historians knew that the real meaning of the title Hebrew, like that of David, Israel, Judah, and Aaron, had to be obscure. The word's originally meaning would be concealed if it was linked to another similar sounding word that did not denote racial types and groups. It was noted that the word was similar to Peru, all right, which sounds like Peru, okay, which referred to thieves, wanderers, and vagabonds, or to simple shepherds seeking refuge in Egypt due to droughts. Such refugees did exist and were bound to sustain themselves in Egypt by performing menial tasks. With the letter H added, we have Haperu, making a word that could easily be mistaken for Hebrew. But the Aperu or Haperu were not the same people as the Hebrews or Ibaru, the wise ones and counselors to the Pharaoh. The Irish Aryan Magi had journeyed far and wide and had established mystery schools throughout the far-flung corners of the globe. Pause. The Irish Aryan, Tartarian, had journeyed far and wide and who were the Irish, who had established mystery schools, right? Four corners of the globe in every empire and major city. Okay, so they was in Africa, they was in China, they was in Japan, they was in Europe, they was in Americas, they was in New Zealand, they was in the Pacific, they was in the Atlantic, they was in the Ethiopian Sea. Doesn't matter where they was at. They was all over the globe, right? The supposed globe. They're gonna say that. The early Egyptians knew them as Shemsu, Hor, or disciples of Horus. Intelligent and creative men aspired to attend their colleges and learn their secrets pertaining to astronomy. Okay? Hence the reason of the let's not do too much. Let's not do too much. Okay? Astronomy, biology, all right? All the stuff you learn in school. Okay? The fact that almost every overt reference to these colleges has been deliberately excised, okay, from the world's history text does not change this fact. Doesn't matter what they do. It's going to be the truth. Okay? In a similar fashion as known as Christian and missionary monks, the Druids had taken their knowledge and symbolism with them wherever they roved. As a result, Druid elders were exalted, counselors at major courts, as Merlin was to King Arthur. The Druid Magi tutored the many princes and kings who sought them out. They were especially esteemed in Egypt, supposedly, the land that had benefited from their knowledge of architecture and astronomy. So who built it? Who built all those temples and buildings? The Magi? Okay. The Druids were counselors to and perhaps even initiators of the pharaohs of Egypt. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, let's do this real quick. And if for people that want to go back and, double check on this, you can if you want to. It isn't going to stop anything. All right. Hebrew adjective. You see right here it says Ibri, okay, Ibra, which means one from the other side. All right. And it also means, again, immigrant. opposite side. So essentially, it means foreigner. Okay, let's go back. Hebrew is very seldom a word that the ancient Israelites used to describe themselves. The word Hebrew can also be traced to the Gaelic Heber, meaning fire or sun. Okay? A Hebrew was a priest of the Son of Man. Okay? The word did not refer to the race or nation. Okay? As we have been told by duplicitous historians. It actually referred to the caste of Druidic elders and to their Gnostics. It also referred to their sacred language and alphabet. A Hebrew then was one of conversant with the sacred knowledge. To be precise, the knowledge of the stars, hence the reason pagan. So a Hebrew was one of a priest of the Son of Man, and they observed the knowledge of the luminaries and stars, hence the 12 zodiacs and the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, let's continue. These words were later appropriated with the term did not have the right to do so. Those renegades were hardly qualified to use these illustrious terms, or to have been appropriated them surreptitiously from those true Hebrews of the world. We have believed that the lunacy, okay, because it is the descendants of the cult of Atan who have been funding their own history's composition. Hey, kinfolk, are y'all still with me? You're awfully quiet. Is the brain going? Ooh. Okay, where was I? These antique traditions were swept aside from by the men of words and writers. The ancient seers were systematically massacred and annihilated in masses by the cruel and bloodthirsty legions of Rome. Modern Rome decided to get the bloodlust out of them, all right, to massacre you, okay? That's what they wanted to do. Whew. Funded by the cult of Adam to eradicate the sect, cult, or church. You were the original church, and they cut your head off. That preserved the truth. Okay? They gave you diseases, okay, to get rid of you. Thank you, Essence. You letting me know that you're still here. I appreciate you for letting me know. All right, let's go here. I do this. I do this for the kinfolk. Do this for the kinfolk. Do this for the kinfolk. All right, let's go. Man, it's a lot to this. We're gonna have to do this in part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. We're gonna do a couple parts, man. I do want to let y'all know that it's a lot that revolves around this. Hebrews were originally matriarchal, and it wasn't until recent times that they were dismantled. Okay, that was recently. All right, they adjusted time We're not living in the year 2024, okay? Hence the reason nobody knows the day or the time when the Son of Man will return, okay? We don't know what time we're living in. Nobody seems to know. But I will tell you this. Shoot, I forgot. Just like Melchizedek, 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 Melchizedek. All right. The word Hebrew occurs some 30 times in the Bible, some number compared with the 2,500 appearances of Israel. The terms are not synonymous. They're not the same. Okay. Habiru was the name given by various Sumerian, Egyptian, Akkadian, and Hittite, Mitanni, and Ugaritic sources. Okay. That's interesting. To a group of people living in the areas of the northeastern Mesopotamian Fertile Crescent, from the borders of Egypt and Canaan to Iran. Depending on the source and epoch, these Hebrew are variously described as nomadic or semi-nomadic, rebellious outlaws, raiders, mercenaries, servants, or slaves, migrant laborers, etc. The names Hebrew are used in Akkadian cuneiform texts. The corresponding name in the consonant only Egyptian and script appears to be PRW. Okay. We're gonna have to do another part to this, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna have to be like a part two. It's gonna have to be like a part two. And this stuff all ties into itself. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It all ties back to the same origin. Um, they manipulated some stuff. Ooh, I like this one. Look at that. The British. That's the epoch. The 12 signs of the Druidic priesthood of Ireland, Scotland, all of that. But yep. This talks about a lot. Messianic degrees, starting with the Druidic 3 levels. Basically, Madam right here decided to hijack on all of them the Atonic system and make it their own type of twisted, sick, disgusting way. Alright? But we see through the buffoonery. I have to go, you guys. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. We can talk about it again tomorrow. Okay? We can get into it some more. I believe they added 1,000 years, but even with that, that's been questionable because they manipulated time more than once. They manipulated it more than once, where they took days away and they added days. You know, so they did that on purpose. They're weird like that. They're weirdos. I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. And for people on the Patreon, y'all do have this link. Y'all do have it. So where you can download it, where it's quite difficult. It is. All right, and y'all see that? We'll get into more of it. Map showing distribution of the Indian nations in Florida about the 1500s, and somehow they just disappeared. All right, somehow. Wow, crazy. Oh wow, yeah. I'm on TikTok. Monty Muse on TikTok. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about all of that. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, the fellow craft, the Enter Apprentice, all this. It's a pretty good book. No, I'm not live on TikTok. I'm not live on TikTok. I'm probably going to go live. I'll be back though, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Wado.